Should you be putting your real estate team on your YouTube channel? Jeremy Knight, the Night Group, your favorite Austin realtor. Hey, look, thanks for joining us back on Agent Content Creators. Now, look, here's the deal. I get asked this a lot. On my personal channel, I do not put my team on my channel, but other agents do. So we're gonna go through and look at you as a creator. Should you be putting your team on your channel? We're gonna talk to Katie Day. She is growing a team. She's got like 10 people on her team. So before we get really into what I think you should do, here's a conversation with Katie Day. Let's see what she had to say.
As somebody who's growing a team, you're going to be at that point, and this is where you are. You have a bigger team than I do. So does it make sense to put people that are on your team on your channel so they're in front of people, or does it dilute the product? And so that's where I'm trying to get to.
I was having difficulty with the handoff. So say if Jeremy was on my team, I was having difficulty being like, "Hey, this is great. Like, let me get you connected with my lead agent for, the South Austin area. That's Jeremy. He's great. Like, or hey, let's three of us hop on a call or whatever it was." I was having difficulty with that handoff. A lot of people were like, "Well, no, we wanted to work with you. We want to work with Katie. Hey, we get a lot of inquiries in order to best service everyone. This is how we have things divided up." Like, I mean, you can Google all the scripts in the world, right? But we were having difficulty with that, right? Like, people were just, not necessarily always in agreement with it. So we were losing business. So I was like, okay, I think, let's try it out. We were already doing Facebook Lives. Facebook Lives have been around for a while, right? We were already doing that. So it's like, all right, let's try some live streams. Let's try some recorded videos and different things to see if then people are like, oh, I saw you in that video. Now I can't wait to work with you too. And then that was, kind of the warm handoff. We were putting agents that were on the team, had the production, because I mean, there's like a hierarchy of leads, right? Like you have like ready to transact, and then you have ones that need a little bit more nurturing and following up and all that. So for the agents that had been on the team and were taking the higher quality leads on a more regular basis, like, hey, let's get them on the channel and get them out there. And we had started to see then that as I'm handing off a YouTube lead to Jeremy, they're like, sweet, I watched Jeremy's, blah, blah, blah video. I actually just got an email that was like, hey, I watched you and Andrea in the pros and cons video, and I'd love to ask you all about, blah, 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 whatever.
So having the agents on your team, has that handoff gotten better?
Yeah. I mean, and I guess like, yeah, some of it's them being on the videos, but some of it's just more practice and then being like, yeah, I'm the lead agent for XYZ area, or I'm the this, or I'm the that. Them also getting the practice of, having that conversation. Karen Carr's one that she's like, if they call me and I get the voicemail, I forward it to Jeremy, and Jeremy's the first point of contact. Like, so it's the
Mm.
agent that's having that first
Yep.
conversation. So it really just depends. That's also now like with the landing page, that we looked at on Instagram, it's the same idea, right? Like the inquiry comes in, I forward it to you, Jeremy, and like you're the first point of contact. And you're just like, hey, thanks so much for contacting us. We can't wait to help you.
Right.
So I mean, there's people will argue it both ways. For us and where we are with our business and me moving out of production and things like that, having other people featured makes sense, has worked thus far. We could change it in the future, but that's what we're doing today.
Here's the counterpoint to that. So I think everything you said is smart. If you're growing a team, you got to figure out in any capacity, whether it's an inbound lead from Zillow, wherever the lead's coming from, you have to have a good handoff, right? So that is one thing. My counterpoint to this is that, so I've been doing this for a while. Obviously, I'm a husband-wife team. My wife works with 90% of our buyers. I work with a very small handful. Then we have agents that are not really necessarily on our team at Real, but they're in my downline at Real. And so what happens is they'll come into me and let's say it's a specific area they're looking in with a specific price point. I say, my handoff is pretty simple. It's just like, hey, look, this agent on my team works this area. I have kind of a script for it. Typically, it's not that hard of a handoff. Now, a lot of the leads that come through, because you have a landing page, a lot of my leads come through to my YouTube channel or to my website for my YouTube channel. They drop in. We got fantastic AI and all that good stuff with Chime. So it'll start having conversations, and then we pick up and start making those phone calls. What happens a lot of time is Eileen goes, hey, it's on Eileen Knight with the Night Group. And I saw that you came in through and like, oh, we love all the videos. And then she starts having the conversation and then converts the lead. So I think there's two ways of doing it. So I'm just trying to figure out, if me, Jeremy, going to grow my team and say, all right, I'm going to bring on 10 agents. Does it make sense to start bringing agents on and highlighting them, or just saying, look, I have a team. and reiterating the fact that I'm a team on the channel. That way, when the handoff happens, they're not like, okay, does that make sense?
No, I mean, it totally makes sense, and I think that, I thought a lot about it prior to, obviously having agents on and things like that. I think that, like, Ken Posick is a good example of, like, at a certain point, like, you can no longer service all of the business, right? And
Yeah, for
he's one
sure.
that has huge goals, right? Like,
Yeah,
he's trying to take over the world, and so, like, by way of making content, by way of, all of the things, like, there's no way you can continue to scale that and produce content and actually sell real estate at the level that he wants to, right?
right.
So
So
like,
my question with Ken is, and because I here's the deal, I watch zero other agents'
yeah.
content. So with Ken, does he have his team on there? Because all the videos I've seen, it's him.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of them are him,
Okay.
especially like the talking head stuff, because he has a studio set up at his house, right? That
Yeah,
he's talking direct to camera and has all the equipment
similar to mine. Yeah,
just there at home, right? Like, I mean,
this is
so
much better.
so I completely lost my train of thought just thinking about Ken's camera setup in his office because it's like super sick.
Yeah, the
So
fact that does he have a lot of his agents on his videos? I
Yeah,
think that
so
was the question. Yeah.
from to my understanding, he does have his agents, all of them do an intro video, right? Because they use that in their signature lines and they use it in other things other than just YouTube. And then the flip side to that, or what else they do is like they'll do different neighborhood tours or different things. So to my understanding, he does have them on the channel as well.
So my other reservation for this, and maybe this is a conversation I'll have with Ken in the future. My reservation is team members come and go. So if you're promoting them on your channel, and somebody comes in to work with that specific agent, and they don't get to work with that agent, do they again go search out and find that agent because they were on your channel? So that's. I mean, I'm sure you haven't run into that yet, but do you think is that something you might have to worry about promoting more of agents on your channel?
I mean, we've got agents on our channel that are no longer with the team.
Yeah.
Some are with Real, some aren't. Some are in real estate still, some aren't. I think at the end of the day, if that was going to happen, it was probably going to happen anyways. The overarching brand of the Moving to Texas team and the education that we're putting out and, all of that, like most people just want to find a house. And if they think
Yep.
that our team is the best, method for them to do that, it may be me, it may be Ryan, it could be Andre, it could be whoever. They're probably going to come to me because they're seeing, moving to Texas, moving to Texas, moving to Texas. We can argue like, oh, well, you lost 10% of business because they went to somewhere else. But like, how many leads did you get over the last year that like fell through the cracks too? Right. So, I mean, like, there's no way we're ever going to be
Yeah.
all things for all people. It helps someone that, formerly was on my team. Like, I still want them to do well. Right. Like, even if they're not on the team, like, I would like for them to be successful in
I
real
mean,
estate. So,
do
like,
you?
of
I'm just
course,
kidding.
I'd like to be
That's a
successful
joke.
together, but
It's a
if they don't
joke,
want to be, then
everybody. Right,
I'll
right.
see you around. No, but yes, that could happen. But like I'm doing all right and I'm selling enough houses. If I lose a few to old team members, like, I'm not worried about it.
My reservation with having agents on my channel that I know potentially will be gone at some point rather than funneling them into me and then the handoff. That's where I think if you were doing this as a YouTuber agent and growing a team, you have to make that distinction. Do you either just stay down that path of just you being the focal point on the channel, or do you open up and have that dialogue? So
Okay, so for you, if you are gonna have agents on your channel, it comes down to this. How are you gonna do the handoff still? And that's why on my channel, I still do it just me. It's me and the content. They see me. I don't have other agents on the channel. My thinking is that if they come and go, they're gonna leave and somebody might wanna work with that agent. Me personally, I think you keep it your content, you. Now I'd reach out to the creators that have their agents on their team, but I think you're gonna grow your channel faster and bigger by making it more about you talking, and then figuring out a great way for when that lead comes in to hand it off to the team member that best represents it. For you as a content creator, what do you think? Do you think you should have your agents on your team, on your videos, or yourself? We'll catch you in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much for being here.